Stress is one of the leading causes of sick leave among white-collar workers. In contrast to most other work-associated health risks, stress coping is often seen as the responsibility of each individual. But when something is the leading cause of a problem, we have to stop talking about it as a personal problem. We need to start talking about it as a systemic issue. This is where the stress equation comes in. Hi, my name is Marcus. I am the creator of the Stress Equation and the author of the book with the same name. I am an old software developer now working as a consultant in organizational improvement and leadership. Many employers seem to be unequipped to be proactive on mental health risks. The Stress Equation was created as a model for understanding and discussing sources of stress from a systemic perspective. The model explains the sources of stress as the result of three variables visualized as a mathematical equation: pressure multiplied by complexity divided by security. In other words, the stress level always increases with higher pressure. It also increases with higher complexity, but it is in the combination of high pressure and high complexity that stress skyrockets. The stress level is, however, always lowered by an increased feeling of security. With pressure, we're talking about our sense of urgency, the reason we feel a need to finish the work. Not all stress is bad. If we feel no sense of urgency at all, we're probably not being very productive. In fact, most people find it stimulating to work under a reasonable level of pressure. So we're not looking to remove all stress, but to find a balance and remove unproductive, harmful stress. The sense of urgency comes from two sources: the structuring of the work and the motivation of the individual. The structuring of the work refers to how we handle the influx of work items. In my field of software, for example, this could translate into how we handle our backlog. It also refers to how we decide when something is finished, our definition of done, and how we set deadlines. The motivation of the individual relates to our individual and collective sense of responsibility, how passionate we are about our work, and the need for us to grow on a personal level. Pressure, the urgency we feel to finish our work. Complexity, very simply put, is whatever makes it harder for us to actually finish the work. This complexity is caused by things that increases the cognitive load required to finish a task, or by the frustration of working in an inefficient organization. Cognitive load may increase when there is a constant need for context switching. In other words, how often we need to change the information in our working memory. In software development, it can also be caused by complicated product design or inadequate infrastructure and tooling to support what we do, which may complicate things to the point of complexity. And the second source of complexity is system inertia. This is the resistance of the organization, often referring to an organization's unwillingness to adapt to new circumstances. High system inertia may cause work to move slow or even get stuck, impeding the workflow due to constraining processes, or sole ownership of certain decisions or process steps that causes bottlenecks, or just a generally low flow optimization of the organizational structures with constraining or contradicting priorities between different departments. Security is the freedom of fear in the workplace. In a company where we take challenges on as a team with the backing of our management, we can take on very complex problems under high pressure without an escalating stress level. With a lower sense of security, however, the same pressure and complexity could prove too much, and we may see people start burning out. High security means an environment where we don't compete with each other, but with our competition. A place where we, for example, don't send mixed messages by promoting people who act contrary to our company values, where conflicts don't go unresolved or unaddressed, and where toxic behavior is simply not tolerated. It's a place where we promote psychological safety and the leadership acts in the best interest of the employees, where we show trust in each other and confidence that our colleagues do the work to the best of their abilities, where helpfulness and openness are seen as just as prestigious as mastering your craft. Now, I usually say that tactical decisions decides the pressure. Tactical decisions are how we determine how much work we have to do and how long we have to finish it. Pressure is, in most cases, not a force of nature, but the result of our own decisions and our ways of working. Strategical decisions decide the complexity. This is how we choose to organize ourselves, how we design our product and our offers. The culture of a company impacts the security. We may have generous pay and benefit, but feedback from management comes swift and hard. We are micromanaged and not shown trust in our capabilities. On paper, we may be secure, but in reality, we may be stuck in a toxic environment with stress and anxiety as a result. The stress equation was designed as a tool to address these issues. Throughout the book, you will learn about the different sources of stress, get some tips on how to address them, but most importantly, provide questions to ponder and discuss in your team to get a dialogue going on how stress is created at your place of work on a systemic level. Because if we can't talk about it, we can't fix it. My name is Marcus. The book is called The Stress Equation. If you want the ebook, please get it directly from the publisher at pragprog.com. If you want the printed book, please support your local bookshop or get it from your favorite online vendor of books. Thank you for listening.